provide this essential space for dialogue, collaboration, and community opportunity creation. Joining us for the conversation is Justus Obey Twinomujuni, the Communications Officer for Liaison and Stakeholder Management at the Uganda Development Corporation, as government's investment arm that plays a pivotal role in driving industrial and manufacturing development through strategic investments and partnerships. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Chris.
Great. To begin with, could you briefly introduce the Uganda Development Corporation for those that may not be initiated, and why you are participating at the Africa Manufacturing Investment Forum?
Oh, thank you very much, Chris. As you've introduced me, my name is Justus Obey Twinomujuni, and I work at Uganda Development Corporation. I'm in charge of stakeholder management at UDC.
Yeah.
So UDC, maybe for the benefit of our viewers, UDC is an investment arm of government which was established in 2016. Of course, UDC has been in the minds of people even before 2016. It was established in 1952 first, and it operated for some years up to the time when it collapsed. Some of the agencies were sold out, and it led to its collapse. But I think government looked at it and found it worthy to re-establish it. This came in 2016, and our major role as UDC is to facilitate industrial growth in Uganda. And we're doing that in different parts of Uganda. We've established industries in different parts of Uganda, and they're in different sectors. So we are here to spur industrial growth in Uganda. And we're doing that basically with, in partnership with private sector, because we understand that the private sector person is a good business person. So we want to flaunt the private sector and come in also to do partnerships through equity partnership, so that we are able to boost, to bring in working capital for these industries. We are able to create jobs for the population of Uganda. As you understand, population has Uganda has a population of young people. That is right. And government will have to look at how to utilize the labor force from these youth.
Okay. So the Africa Industrialization Week is a major platform for advancing the continent's manufacturing agenda, and that is where the Africa Manufacturing Investment Forum is embedded. Just take us through what this means and what exactly is happening at the forum and the investment week.
So basically we are, this is African Industrialization Week. It's a platform that is spearheaded by African Union. So it's a continental conference that takes place annually. Every year there is African Industrialization Week in a different country. So we are lucky this year that Uganda is hosting this African Industrialization Conference, and it is taking place at the Speak Resort Convention Center at Munyonyo. And maybe to highlight, this Speak Resort Convention Center is a government-established convention center in partnership with the private sector. So we are having those discussions from Speak Resort Convention Center. These discussions began on Monday. And this conference brings in a lot of people from different countries in Africa and even beyond. And these discussions come to forge a way forward on issues of industrialization. Okay. For example, looking at the progress we've made in industrialization, look at the challenges, but also look at the recommendations that we could be looking at to increase on the growth of industries in Africa. So in this aspect, UDC is going to be spearheading the discussions today, because we're going to lead the forum called African Manufacturing Investment Forum that is leading the discussions today. And how we are spearheading the discussions, we are looking at some of the challenges that have been discussed on different forums on a continental level. And maybe to mention a few of them, they are critical challenges that are hindering progress in towards our growth in industrialization. And one of the biggest challenges is the cost of capital. Manufacturing in its form requires a lot of money for one to go into that sector.
That is right.
So, and this is because, of course, it requires the technology that is very expensive. It requires the machinery, and the machinery to do manufacturing is very expensive. So the cost of capital hinders the growth of industrialization. So today this morning we are going to start with that discussion. We shall have someone to introduce that issue and do a preamble of what is happening in Africa, but also bring it home, what is happening in Uganda.
Okay.
So Dr. Patrick Birungi, the Executive Director of Uganda Development Corporation, will make a preamble of that discussion. And we have a panel of experts that are going to digest that challenge of capital, the cost of capital, and we see how do we as African or as Ugandans, how do we unlock that capital?
That is right.
How do we access patient capital for these manufacturers? Because we have a lot of people who are now involved in manufacturing in Uganda, and we have to find a way of supporting these investors.
Great. I love it when you speak about the unlocking of patient capital for many of the projects that are needed to be undertaken in order to spur the industrial growth that we want. And that's the question that I want to understand, the how of UDC in creating this or ensuring that this happens. Does Uganda Development Corporation take over investment operations, for example, or is it a case of partnering or having a stake and then offering that much needed capital investment for anyone manufacturing project or investment that is being undertaken? How does it happen, the partnership, UDC and any private investor?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. UDC, just like I mentioned, is an investment arm of government. And our role is not to compete with private sector, but facilitate. Facilitate. Yeah. We want to see private sector taking lead in the manufacturing sector. So how we do it is different private sector companies approach UDC or for different reasons. Say maybe you are doing manufacturing somewhere and you have issues with working capital, or you have issues with expansion. You would wish to expand your industry. So one approaches UDC with a business proposal and a request. So as UDC, we evaluate the requests that come to us and look at those that are viable for Uganda to invest in. Then we take stake. So our investment procedures, after we've made evaluation and due diligence, appraisal, we make a decision to do equity partnership. So our mode of investment is equity partnership. So we take stake into your factory, your industry, and we become partners. So that's how we come to partner with different private sector players in Uganda. For example, I can give you a few examples that where we've gone. We are making enormous contribution in the sector of manufacturing. We've done investment in glove making. We have a company in Uganda called East African Medical Vitals. This is manufacturing surgical gloves, previously we have been doing importation of surgical gloves, but now we have a company that is doing manufacturing of surgical gloves.
Yeah.
And that one, in its form, we are trying to reduce on the importation of gloves from out of Uganda.
That is right.
But also we are doing a lot in infrastructure. We want to support our local companies. We have a local company called Abeka Construction Services. We have evaluated it and found it worthy that we should support them. And this is a local company that is doing a lot of road construction in Uganda. So we are in Abeka. On the issues of land, of water transport, we've invested in Kalangala Infrastructure Services. And this has made it easy for people to cross from
the various islands on Lake
Victoria to
cross
to Kalangala, because you know there are many activities that are happening in Kalangala, and they are boosting tourism.
Okay.
So we are doing a lot to make sure we unlock those bottlenecks that are hindering industrialization in Uganda.
All right. Many thanks, Justus Obey Twinomujuni, Communications Officer for Liaison and Stakeholder Management at the Uganda Development Corporation, for bringing us up to speed with the discussions at the Africa Manufacturing Investment Forum that is happening today as part of the Africa Industrialization Week 2025 that is being held at Speak Resort Munyonyo. And that is something you should be part of. You can also follow online by looking up to those particular aspects. I think that will do it. We shall be able to share more information on our platforms a little bit later, especially